Thank you all for being here. Is this camera okay? Cool. All right, so just coming to standing posture and just let your weight kind of go from one foot to the other. Just feeling the body here, maybe keeping your feet down and just swaying from side to side. Moving your shoulders. Just feeling your back, feeling the whole shoulder girdle, the hip girdle, just getting a sense of all of these different joints, how they're moving right now. Let your hips go in big circles. And just feeling that, sort of feeling this movement in the low back, feeling the movement, in the hip sockets. So feeling the movement of the bones in the legs, going in the other direction. You're just noticing from inside how everything's moving around, coming to stillness. And again, big circles with the shoulders, twisting the body with that, moving the head, sort of following the movement of the shoulder that's up, going in the other direction, forward rolls with the shoulders. Into stillness, between the hands, extending and making fists with the hands, moving the hands in circles, one way and then the other, and moving from the elbows, from the shoulders. Sweeping one hand in front and then the other hand in front. Just a long reach. So feeling the movement in the shoulder and also in the back. And then reaching overhead and stretching overhead and then to the side. Again, feeling the stretch in the arms and in the back. Twisting side to side. And then maybe using a chair if you want for support. Just practicing lifting the knee up, taking the foot to the side, and then taking the foot behind you. We'll just do a couple of times with one foot, front to the side, behind, once again, front, the side, behind, and then switching sides, and the knee up, foot to the side, foot to the back, front, side, back, and once again, in the front, side, and back. And then lifting just one heel off the floor and circling the foot in one direction and then the other. So here we've used some of the big muscles in the legs to move, other foot now. Now we can feel some of the movement with these little joints and muscles in the feet and the ankles from the other direction. And then coming to a seated posture. And just in using the abdominals. So we're going to start by just pulling the belly button back and up. Pulling the belly button back. And feeling the deep muscles engage, and also muscles around the low back. And let the muscle go, take a breath, and then once again, pulling the belly button back and up. And you can do this standing, you can do this seated. You can do this anytime. This is a great thing to do if you're just working around the house or in the yard and you notice that your back hurts. It's like your stomach in. Let it go now, that muscle relax. And then with your hands on the front, pushing your shoulders toward your hands and pushing your shoulders away. Really noticing the abdominal muscles that are engaged. You'll feel that also in the arms and the shoulders. It might be easier to feel that, but really pay attention to the belly. And letting go, straightening up. And these are going to be these long muscles in the front. Once again, pushing the shoulders toward your hands, pushing them away. Feeling the muscles engage, letting your face be relaxed, letting the muscles that you're not using be relaxed, and letting go. And then with one hand on the opposite knee, now we're just trying to move the shoulder for that hand, push it away. So once again, you'll feel the muscles in the shoulder and the upper arm engaged, but also the muscles on the side of the body, oblique abdominal muscles. Letting go of that. Changing hands, pushing the shoulder down, pushing it away. And then letting go, relaxing those muscles, raising arms overhead. Just stretching those muscles out a little bit. We just tightened them. We don't want to loosen them up completely. Just loosening them up a little bit as they were getting ready to exercise more. And I'm going to turn you over to Jessie. Surprise.
Well, it's loud here, so.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't want distractions. All right, hands out, feet wide, kick and turn. Nice tall posture, looking straight ahead. Maybe gradually turn a little bit further if you're comfortable with that. 10 more seconds. Get a slight bend in your knees to absorb your weight. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Let's have a seat. We'll do our sit to stands and we'll rotate and punch. Feet nice and wide. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Hands at home. Get that pencil in your armpit. Stand up nice and strong. Turn, turn. Slowly control yourself back down. Go at your own pace. Don't have to keep up with anybody. Again, a light bend in the knees. Feel that power from the floor up. Press that big toe down through the ground and drive through the hips. You can boost that intensity by taking that big breath out as you rise. It also protects your back. Let's do 2 more. Good. We'll stay standing, clear the area so you can move safely. Stand here so you can see how I'm lined up. I got the weight on the back of my heels. I'm actually lifting my toes a little bit just to weight these posterior muscles up. I'm going to drive my hips back, arms forward, out wide like you're swimming underwater. Stand up nice and tall at the top of that move. Nice long stretch from the low back right down to the calves. Again, squeeze those toes into the floor, ground yourself. Don't rush through this one, especially if you have balance problems or heart problems. You don't want to go too low and too high fast. Let's go 10 more seconds. Pull that belly button up and in as you rise. You can actually feel that long muscle Terry was talking about stiffen up. That's going to protect you. Let's do our butt kickers and push pulls. So arms are out straight. Get that synchronized, pulling your elbows back, shoulder blades together. Get your heel up towards your butt as much as you can. This is as much as a balance, coordination, and cardio. So all rolled into one. Dip into it a little bit, maybe a quarter squat. You want to add some intensity. 10 more seconds. 5, 2, 1. All right, let's get our lunge complex. Have something nearby to catch you. Picture yourself doing it first. You're going to go forward, side, back, switch legs. Okay, so imagine yourself taking a healthy step forward, dropping that back knee, side, back. Good. So line your shoulders up over your hips again. When you go too far over your knees, that's when you get knee problems. I'll show you an example of how not to do it. Okay? So just pay attention to your posture. Arms out to the side helps with balance. 10 more seconds. Just as we're getting the hang of it, right? I'll finish up this leg. High knee marches, and we'll roll our forearms down. So get the knees going first. Your arms are like a cactus. Turn down. Eyes straight ahead. Keep those elbows up. If your elbow starts bothering you on this one, tuck your elbows more towards your rib cage. It's all good. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 2, 1. Okay, neck nice and long, shoulders off the ears, shake it out. Let's do our modified jacks. So hands and feet together, step out, dip. Then we'll roll to the planks. 10 seconds. Sink into it. Butt down, eyes up. 3, 2, 1. Big breath in through the nose. Let it all out. Sorry. Can you see? All right. Rolling on the toes. Shoulders over wrists. Let's go with the row bicep curl first. Then safely switch hands, okay? Make sure you're in line, ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders as best you can, and also try not to rock. Let's do one more each side. Breathe. Walk it in. Shake it out. Let's do our donkey kick fire hydrant. Little bend in one leg. We're going to stay on that leg. Wake up our glutes, the outside and the side. The top and the side, I should say. Eyes should be neutral, so you're towards the floor. You can do these on the wall too, if you'd like. 3, 2, 1. Other leg. Imagine a string from your heel to the ceiling. Go an extra centimeter higher. It's a good stretch for the quadriceps too. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Let's do the leg sweep. I like that one. So you're going to start out from across, go to the midline, pause, and then switch legs. So stay on this for 15 seconds. I'll let you know. As if you're underwater, okay? Just drag it through the water, taking your time, under tension. 3, 2, 1. Good. And watch those hips. Don't be rocking. Three, 2, 1. Let's roll up into a T-raise. So imagine yourself doing it. Your shoulders and hips should follow the same path. They should be lined up. Hips, shoulders as best you can. Give that little extra stretch of your fingertips towards the ceiling. You'll notice that in your rib cage, all those little muscles. Breathe. Oh. 5 more seconds. I'll finish the other side. Good. Bird dog will be our last one. So watch me first. Take a second to watch me first. This is a coordination and a big core move. I'm going to go back with one leg and opposite arm. So obviously there's going to be modifications. You know, you can do one or the other if you'd like, and just take turns on the limbs. Just stay safe. But this is just going to be a challenge. Try 1 or 2 of them. Or start out doing them on a wall and work your way down to a lower surface. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's get those bands out. We'll start in the chair, just like we did with the beginning of the warm-up. We'll do our sit to stands. Okay. Grabbing each end with the hands, stepping on the center, towards the center with your feet. You still want them about shoulder width apart though. Keep your arms in an L shape. Push through the heels, stand up nice and tall. Good. Keep your arms with a bend. And we'll go about 10 more seconds here with these. I don't know wear myself out before the actual workout. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay standing. We'll do our side shoulder raises. So you step in on one end, grab in the other. You can fidget with it a little for how much resistance you want. You want a wide base of support though, and then flare out to the side. So we'll go 10 seconds per arm. Slight bend in the elbows helps ease some shoulder pains if you have that. 3, 2, 1. Switcheroo. Guide it down nice and slow. Good. Shoulder off the ear. 3, 2, 1. Let's have a seat again. Let's do some rows. Legs are out straight. The start of the move, your arms are going to be straight, holding it. Well, you'll have to figure out how tight you want to hold it, but you want it to look like this. Shoulders over hips, pull back. You can also play with it a little bit if you want your elbows up and go wide, or if you want it to go narrower. You know how we've done those alternatives that with your palms up or down. You can play with this one. There's a lot of leeway to hitting smaller muscle fibers. 5 seconds. Feel that core tense up too. And slowly let it back down. Good. Let's do one last one. We'll do our hinge, okay? Great one for balance. I'm going to step on the front foot with the band under it. I'm going to tighten the band in an L shape with my arm. Hinge at the hips. Not moving any more than really 4 to 6 inches forward. This back leg, you're going to feel the unstable one, right? That's the one that's kind of holding the whole body up. If you notice when you stand up nice and tall like this, that's the one that's going to be kicking in to keep you upright. 3, 2, 1, switch legs. You want the weight of your front foot mostly on the heel. Pull that belly button in, stand up nice and tall. 3, 2, 1. Get some water. We're good on time. I want to make sure we go through the workout twice. So far, so good. Nice, nice, nice. I got my assortment of weights. So for the first one, I'm just going to be holding the weights down by my side. It's a lower body move, but why not challenge yourself with other parts of your body? Just because you're not moving them, they are staying stable. So I'm going to step backwards. Let me do it this way. Step backwards, then knee raise. Stay on the same side. This is the kicker. That one leg that's staying still in the front is going to start burning. Shoulders over hips, eyes forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Yeah, I can feel that burn. Okay. Imagine yourself doing it before you actually get up there. 10 seconds. 5. Last one for me. Good. Shake it out. Definitely feel that, right? Do some of those butt kickers after that one. All right, let's alternate hands with the swings. So we usually do swings right up the middle like this. We pop it up. This time, start with one hand, goes back, mid-air switch. If you're comfortable doing that. If you're not, you can stick old school and do 2 hands in the middle. So hips go back, back stays straight. Perfect, perfect. Drive that heel into the floor, big toe presses down, powering up through the hips. Standing up nice and tall at the top of the move. This will burn off that pecan pie. 10 seconds. Keep it going. You should be getting out of breath. 5, 3, and last one. Oh, nice. All right. Trying to get yourself back to a safe heart rate. We can do this sitting. Let's have a seat. You can stand too, whatever you want to do. If these are too heavy, I'll go a little lighter. Because we want to be careful with our shoulders on this one. We're going to do a bicep curl. Let me turn it at an angle so you can see how I'm lined up. I'm pinning my elbows to my rib cage, pulling up, pressing out. Back to the first, so it's 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? Halfway, 10 seconds. 5. One more. Good, good. Let's stay seated. I'm going to go a little bit heavier on this one. Feet wide, sumo squats, right? The exaggerated wide ones further than your shoulders. I got my arms dangling in the center with a weight in each hand, moving forward over your thighs, pressing up, pulling up. So again, cut this down into parts. 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Halfway, 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, right down the middle. Good. Let's do some core work. We'll get our bicycles going. Modification for that is 1 at a time. Lean back a little if it's okay with your back. And you can do them 1 at a time and touch the foot down, or you can try a few progressions. Make sure you're breathing through this and take your breaks when you need to, right? Wiggle it around, stretch it out. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let's get our hinge, and we'll also do a lateral shoulder raise. Okay. I'll show you 2 different angles. I'm going to keep these weights close to my body, drag them down my leg, hips go back, stand up tall. Just like we did in the warm-up, we're just adding weights now. Okay, so the weight's on my heels. Good. Keep a nice little bend here, no stiff legs. Perfect. Good. 5 seconds. Finish strong. Good. Let me check the time here. I added one just in case. Yeah, we're moving and grooving. So let's do more. More is better. Okay. Let's go side to side and we'll do a row with it. All right. Coordination, balance, and strength on this one. Start feet together, eyes up, go down, pull back. Back to the middle. So step, pull, straighten the arm, push through the floor with your big toe. So the challenge is going to be whether your back rounds or not. A good tip for keeping that from happening is to look up. Okay, naturally, if you're looking down, you're going to curve your back. Here, if you keep your eyes up, you don't have to go very low. You're going to feel it in your thighs. Let's do 10 more seconds. Eyes up, pull, drive off the floor, right? I'll let you guys finish your reps. Definitely get some water, catch your breath. We'll run through this again. Maybe add a little more time to it. Because you guys are awesome. And since this is mostly strength, I am going to add some stretches as we go, okay? Let's do our reverse step back, our step back and knee raise. The weights are just for a progression. I'm going to picture myself stepping back, coming together, lifting up. Stay on the same leg. Feel that burn. Shoulder blades are back, nice and tall. 5 seconds. Switch legs after this one. Good. Shake it out. Step back. Dip down. Come together. Pull up. Again, with the eyes forward, you're going to keep your lower back from rounding and hurting. 10 seconds. 3, 2, finish up here. Let's have a seat and stretch our poor thighs. Edge of the chair. Top of the foot goes down and back. Knee goes towards the floor. Don't bang it on the floor. I'm going to pull my hips forward a little bit and lean my shoulders back. So you should be feeling it through your rib cage, down to your kneecap. Take a couple recovery breaths. Good, sink into it. When you're ready, switch. No rush at all, no rush at all. The recovery process is just as important as the workout itself. Stand, good. Get your mind wrapped around doing our swings, right? We're going to switch midair. So you want that power to come from the hips and your abs. So those are all woken up now. They're all ready to shine for our last workout of the season. All right, so I'm going to start with one arm, go back with the hips, and switch midair. It might take you a few to get going, but it's momentum, like a pendulum on the clock. Pop those hips forward, and it's very little work for your shoulders to do. They're hardly doing anything but hold the bell. Halfway. Let's keep going. Let's do 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, one more together. Good. Okay. Let's do a plank complex, just to kind of slow everything down again. So we'll go up and back with the hips, then down and low with the shoulders and hips here. So hips go up and back. Take a breath or two, stretch those fingertips up, lift those toes, get the calves real good. When you're ready, power up to the original position. And we go down with the hips, back with the shoulders. You want your eyes slightly up. Don't crank it. Yeah, let your belly hang down. One more time. Back to neutral. Breath or two. Middle. Down. Good. Your heart rate and breath should be getting sort of back to normal, at least towards the safer end, to get ready for the next exercise. We can have a seat. I like doing that for this one because it's a chest exercise and I want to make sure you're stable in the core. I'll explain more in a second. I want it to look more upright like this. Sometimes when we stand, you guys can keep going. Sometimes when you stand, you might reach forward like that and compromise your core stability. So let's keep it as safe as we can. Elbows to rib cage. Slow down. Do your counts, 2 or 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Now you can power it up. That's cool. Slow. 2, 3. Good. We'll add some time to this one. Ten more seconds. How about that? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay in the chair, or you can use the wall. That's fine. You want to reach back and stretch out your chest, shoulders, and biceps. I do like standing for this one now. Kind of gets a longer pull. When you're ready, switch. Good. I'm feeling good power. It's so powerful. All right, weights are in the center between your feet. Toes 10 and 2. You're gonna let your arms hang in front. Imagine yourself doing it. Push through the heels, drive through the hips. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Try to keep your hands or your weights as close to the middle as you can. If you're holding weights, obviously they're not going to touch, but try to keep it like you're zipping a jacket, like we've explained in the past. That saves the shoulders. Eyes are forward, so you're not looking down at the floor around your back. I'm going to add some time to this one too. Let's go 10 more seconds. Last one for me. 1, 2, 1, 2. My goodness. Let's stretch our butt. Knees towards the chest. If that's hard for you to do, you can kind of pull it in front of you and side to side. Up a little bit and side to side. The goal isn't always to get your knee to your chest. But what you want to do is hit all the fibers on the side, as well as your low back. Sit up nice and tall. Stretch your neck out too. Maybe turn away from it. You can play with it a little. If you're mindful about your body and what's going on with it, you can play with stretches a little bit. Oh. Let's stay seated. Let's do our bicycles. I kind of don't want to do bicycles. Let's do bicycles. Let's just pull them in. Bicycles start to hurt my back after a while. So one at a time, kind of do a crunch. Bring your shoulders forward towards the kneecap. Just like you would on the floor, I guess. You know how you pull your head up. You can even get your elbow involved. You don't always have to do things you hate when you work out, you know? We'll just do this one longer. Let's go 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm gonna get one more each leg. Happy New Year. All right. Arms up, push hips forward. Let's get that long stretch from the core muscles we just worked. You can even do a little twist if you're comfortable doing that. Heart rate should be close to normal, should be good to go for the next one. We're gonna do our hinge and our lateral raises, okay? I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. Hips are gonna go back, my arms are gonna go up. Keep the weights close to your thighs. Toes up a little bit to engage the muscles in the back of your legs and back. Down a little, up strong, arms to the side. So 2 counts. Don't lift your arms up mid-rise. Don't lock your knees. Breathe. Smile, we're almost done. Two, 3, good. Down and back, power it up. 10 more seconds, keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's stretch this one. Then we'll go side to side with our lunges and add a row to it. And then Terry can finish cooling us down. Shoulder off the ear. I have to repeat that to myself constantly. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier. You want enough room to go side to side and enough for your elbows to go up and back. So my feet are going to be together. Remember, I'm going to step, I'm going to bend a little, I'm going to pull, straighten. Don't rush this one, okay? Step, pull, straight, back to the middle. Oh, I have no room. Keep it going. We'll call that halfway. Drive that foot into the floor and push off to stand up. Let's finish one more each leg. Keep going, keep going. Hey, Dios. Terry, help me.
All right, great workout. So we're going to just cool down very much like we warmed up. So standing, letting your body move side to side, letting your knees be soft, taking up the movement in the legs. Sort of walking in place a little bit, side to side, just keeping moving, keeping these muscles warm. Bringing these arms, sweeping one arm in front and then the other one. Just feeling that stretching in the shoulders, using the chair. We did this with Jess just a little while ago, and it's such a great move. So just letting your feet and your hips come back. Letting your head and your shoulders come down so that your back's sort of parallel to the floor. Pressing down with your hands, especially if you have shoulder pain. And just straightening one leg and then the other. And just feeling this stretch in the back of one leg and then the other, but also in the hip and the low back on that side. And then your legs come to stillness, coming forward, rolling up onto the toes, letting your hips come forward even more so that your gaze is up a little. So you have this slight arch in the low back. And then letting your hips come back again. Dropping the shoulders, pressing down on the back of the chair. And from here, stepping one foot forward, keeping the heel on the back leg on the floor, and then bending that front leg. So you're just stretching out that back leg. And then switching legs, bring the other one back, bringing the other foot forward. And again, you can do this standing. And then just stretching, feeling the back of that other leg stretching. And then coming back, walking back to the chair. And a few times coming up to your toes, back to your heels, to the toes, back to the heels. For this whole class, my calves are still like tightening up when I go under my toes. It's like, what? We're doing a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, well. Coming up to the toes and just taking a few steps, walking on the toes. So this way it's so much easier because we don't have to balance, where it's a controlled fall, like walking typically is anyway. Coming back to stillness. And then just doing a few plies, sort of bending the knees, straightening the legs. So this is slow, just to feel those muscles that we were just working. And then big circles with the hips. Letting your shoulders move in the opposite direction. And letting this be slow, but feeling that stretch in the rib cage and the side of the body. Going in the other direction. And coming back, just coming to stillness. And again, just feeling into the body from inside, just feeling how it is to be in the body right now. And giving yourself kudos for making time to do this workout and sticking with it.